Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with my good friend Smokey. He's here too. We are here to share my latest creation, which is what I'm affectionately calling Amelia's house, which is the collection of all the Shabby Creep ephemera I did in March. It's here. It's in a book. I did it. I didn't know if I was going to make it, but we made it to the finish line. So here is this book. It is amazing. Unfortunately, it sold already because I did my first dibs for Patreon people and they snatched it up. So if you would like to be in that circle of people who find out when a new book drops first, that's the circle to be in. All the information for that is down below. But let's get into it. So I'm so excited. This book is humongous. You are currently as high as you can possibly go on my desk without revealing the insane amount of messiness back there that exists. So that I can show you this book. This book is huge. She has a 6-inch spine, and if you can see, that's how it looks. It's got this like really great cat fluff and a little bit of like crochet lace, and then I used one of those wallpaper bits that I added a bunch of embossing powder to. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but you can see it's shiny, so it's nice and like kind of enameled feeling. And then there's like some gold like specked in here, which I don't know if the light is gonna catch, but it's got like a low-key shine, and then it's like really inky. I also used some of the embossing glazes to give it more of a grungy effect. Here's the like the side profile. Look at that, it's stuffed. It's so chunky, guys. And then here is the back. So you can see that. So this started out as like this really beautiful fabric that has like these leaves and roses on it. You can see it a lot better up close. You can kind of see it here. So there's a rose there. And then I had the thought that this was going to be really grungy. Like I wanted this to be the embodiment of like a old house like item, like something that you would find in an old house that was like left up in like the basement somewhere, like in a box, and then the house got flooded, so they pulled everything out and just sort of unloaded at a garage sale, and then you found this like mysterious old like book that was collected by our friend Amelia here. So it says on the back of this little like altar domino, it says Amelia Hardy, Proprietress, and then there's little Amelia, and this is her book of strange things that may have occurred in her house, or strange things she found in her house that she collected in this book. So that was the thought process here behind all of this. And then as you guys can see, we have our little moving eye Shabby Creep cover. This was for the very last day, the keys to the creep, and like I said in that video, I was gonna make it magnetic, so boom, I did. Because it'd be weird to write on. It's a very awkward piece with like little sensitive delicate bits, so it's now magnetic. And then there's just this little, there's lots of lace fluff here too, little like collage back here to let you know what you're getting into. So it says sinister, and it says creepier and creepier, and you know, it's got this like creepy dude with these pretty flowers in the background to give you an idea of what you're getting into. So as you can see, I did a lot of like dyeing to the cover, so there's like a lot of staining and dyeing here to make it look like something that got moldy and gross in the basement when everything flooded. So there's that, and then you can see from the top here, we've got some more of our little eye guys hanging out here. And then you might be able to see, I think you can see, we got some of our little creepy angel cherub babies hanging out there, just peeking over the edge, and another one of the little eyes hanging out here. So lots of like goodies. It's textured, like fun stuff on all sides. Lots to look at, but we're gonna crack it open and jump in because this is gonna be a big one. So I put one of these little, I don't know what you call them, those little knob fasteners here, and then I added extra of this black sari trim to expand as you add more stuff in here. You can then unknot it and then make it longer so that you can continue to close it. No matter how much stuff you add in there, there's actually more than you'll probably need because I measured the full like open size of this to get that length. So plenty of space here. And then I don't know the best way to share this. Maybe I'll hold it up to begin with and then we'll go flat. This book is unique from like my other books in the fact that it has a hard cover but a soft spine. And that was just because I knew the book was going to be gigantic and I really wanted it to lay flat. So like that, it allows it to lay completely flat when you open it, which is really nice. So yes, so I used some of these really great graveyard images as little things that little spooky Amelia would keep. And then all these like page tab clusters got used. On the inside cover there is some lace, and underneath it, I don't know how well you can see it, there's some gold like spray in here, and then I stamped in some bugs, not to like be super visible, but more to just give a hint of creepiness. So there's just some mysterious shapes hiding behind the lace here. Boom. We're in frame. There we go. And then I stained all the pages so that they also have this like delightfully moldy, creepy, grungy look to them. This book inadvertently, when I started like putting it together, I hadn't intended it to have a lot of writing space, but inadvertently I managed to add in a lot of writing space. So there's tons of writing space here. And then we have like the altered poison bottle Scrabble tiles. I used as many of those as I could. I still have some left, if you guys can believe that. It just got to the point where I was like, every page can't have one of these tiles. But I managed to add a majority of them in here, so that was fun and exciting. And then this book is going to be so awkward to show, so bear with me, guys. We got one of the little page edgers here, some like dyed writing paper, some of these funeral arrangements, just the things, you know, that maybe our little girl Amelia, our little spooky Amelia is into. Then we have a side tuck here, so there's lots of space to add your own like photos and images, because like I said, I intended this to be just like sort of a lookbook, but it's ended up having a lot more space to insert things than I originally thought. So like you can add a lot of creepy pictures and things in here. I think it'll be really fun. And then in this pocket is one of these little like collage board tags, and one of these ones from the pastel days. It's a, what's it called, a paint sample tag that has some writing space. And then we've got that really cool like green pearlescent skeletal effect. I used some of my originals of the dark and stormy paper, which were hard to part with, but they just went with everything so well. They hit the vibe of everything being spooky and mysterious, so I used some of them here. I let some of them go. I had like determined to use up some of my stash. Then we have one of these art tile paper clips. These were so much fun to make. I want to make a bunch more, so definitely look forward to that coming back to the channel, because these were fun to make. And then we have the first of my 2 Eldritch Tea like terror cards. That's hard to say because I want to say tarot, and that's not the words. And then on the other side of that paperclip we have one of those little like Ouija board furniture cards of the little hidden Ouija boards in the house. So I like to think of these as like the photos that Amelia took around the house, and just, you know, notice some of the spookier things that she discovered in there. And we have another one of those charms with like a little statue mask on here. And then we have our little spidery tuck spot. So that flips up. And it's just this really like fun, lacy, embroidered spider tuck spot thing. And then we have some really cool like scrapbooking paper. Some more of that coffee stain paper that has all that delightful color on it, and then another flip up here. So this one will make like a really cool spot to put like a really cool picture, like a skull or something like fun, and then that would show through the little lacy spider web we have here. Oops, fix that when I get done. And then up here we have a little tuck spot with another one of those cards. You can see I used that tape, the stained glass tape that I called it stained glass tape. I couldn't remember what I called it, but I called it stained glass tape. I used some of that to finish off these cards. And then we have a little scrappy notepad here, just made with some like offcuts of stuff. And I used the other 3 eyeballs on these little like tabs so that they're peeking out and watching you in places. And then we got our little angel belly band with some of the fun like collageable ephemera and stickers and little bone pieces and stuff like that with that creepy little angel baby. I'll be happy to see him go for sure. And then we got some more writing space. This really great dyed graph paper that I got in a Happy Meal that also picked up some of the staining, which was fun. And another one of the page edgers. And then on this side we have our little heart, our stamped heart. This is hard to handle. This little stamped heart notepad. That's also a paperclip. And then that's holding in this little flippy up card. It also has its own little journaling space back there. Hold on, I can't do this. I need a third hand. Okay. I think when we get a little bit further into the book, it'll be easier to manage and I'll be able to lay it flat and show it to you guys. But then we have another one of those little tuck spots. There's space right here to add something. And then behind here is one of these little file folder pocket things that I scrap lifted from April. And then there is a little tag here that you could like use as a page label for something else, or just write on it and keep it as a little secret tag. And then inside the pocket up here is a large like collage board tag that I threw for funsies. And that tucks back in here, and that tucks under there. And I love it because the little pearly trim sticks out of the bottom. So you just get a lot of visual texture with this book. And then behind this little lace pocket is another one of those little furniture tags. I also like these because you could add a little bit of journaling back there. If you're of the witchy persuasion, you could add a little like magical words. Maybe like a rune or a symbol or something back there. That would be fun. And then another Scrabble charm. Those ones are so fun to make. I definitely want to make more of those as well. Got this one with a little skull on it, and then this little like, I think this was like a pillowcase, if I'm remembering what I cut it apart from. But it's like a little lacy pillowcase pocket with that little eyelet lace. Yes, I feel like that's what it's called. That's what it's called. And then another little tag back here of this little witchy girl who might be like Amelia's friend, or like a ghost that lives in her house that she's just documenting. And then we have one of these little like heart-shaped tuck spots, and then behind this little lace curtain is a little creepy house. And then we have our like bug on the wall wallpaper prompt. The wallpaper was the prompt, not the bug on the wall. Turned out to be bug on the wall when I did it. And then some more of this really beautiful grave work. I love like the patina effect of this site. This was like a bunch of Paris cemeteries, so like I don't know how that ties into the story, but it's interesting. An interesting fascination of Amelia's, perhaps. And I like this one a lot because it just looks so lonely. It needs a ghosty there, so maybe, you know, if you wanted to put like one of your little Tim Holtz people there hanging out, it would fit in really well. We have some more scrapbook paper, another art tile with our little rat pastel tag there. And then we have another tab, little collage tab. And look at this page, is like one of my favorites of the little grungy dyed ones, because it does look like mold. It really does. So I think the vibe has been achieved. And then got another little tab, and then there is a side pocket here with one of these like vellum envelopes. I didn't put anything in it, but there's space to tuck something in the front of the image and then also behind it. So you could add more stuff to this little collage if you wanted to. You could even add something in here and then seal it off. Making it a shaker would be kind of a fun idea too. I didn't think of that at the time, but I just thought of that now. And then I love the way that the staining picked up on this paper in particular with this little creepy cherub. I don't know why cherubs creep me out so much, you guys. Like, they're like adjacent to dolls. It's like dolls, then cherubs, then something else, also children, in that order of creepy things. And then there is this beautiful like reflection of a stained glass window on a grave, and there's just a little tuck spot here, so I added one of these little laminated cards of these spooky kids, because like I said, dolls, cherubs, children, spooky kid. And then we have another charm, this one with a little like crow claw at the end. And then we have one of these cut out pockets. This one has like a vertebrae, and then this has a little like flower that you can journal on the back of. It's a little postcard you could journal on the back of. And that looks really cool in there. And then we have another little heart one. This one has a quote from Mary Shelley and this lady who is as shook as you can possibly be shook. And then behind here is another one of those little furniture tags. This one's probably my favorite of these tags, just because I really like the idea of this little Ouija board slipping into like the little crack of the chair. I don't know why that like delights me so much, but it does. And then another little cluster, some more journaling space. And then we have a lace pocket with another one of our bug on the wall tags tucked in there. little charm, and then a belly band. This was the one for the prompt of butterfly, and I love like how grungy and delicious this came out. I didn't tuck anything in here so that there's space to add something here, but up top is like a top loading pocket that we have our portraits on the wall little card, and then this is also like a secret journaling spot, so there's a little pull out here, and then there's a little dinosaur skeleton back there just for funsies. And that just goes together like that. That's how it looks. If you missed when I made this ephemera, there is a video of like a recap of all the ephemera, so you can get a closer look at it if you're not able to see it as much as you would like. That's not how that works. And then also there's a bunch of videos of me making some of this ephemera. So definitely check out the Shabby Creep playlist. You can see how, like, the stuff that I made, and then you can see the stuff that the other people who collaborated with me and participated in the challenge made. You can see that stuff too. Was this all the way in there? I don't know. I probably shouldn't be still fussing with this, but here we are, fussing away. And then we have some music paper, which also picked up that staining really nicely, so that came out swell. But yeah, go check out the Shabby Creep playlist and see all the cool things everybody made. There was lots of inspiration there, and it was really fun. This was one of my favorite collaborations ever. And then there's a little lace quarter spot that I tucked in one of these little cards. Love how this one came out. It's delightfully ambiently spooky. This pocket is not like... There's a lot of space in this little pocket to like for it to grow, so I just sort of catch it on the corner here, and it works just fine. Another little charm. That one has a little tooth on it, which is fun. And then we have a top loading pocket here with another one of those little like notebooks. I'm not gonna pull this one all the way out because I showed you guys the other one. They all look the same inside. Just the little covers are a little different, and it's got the little eyeball dude up there watching ya. And then there's some more journaling space. There is another one of those art tile paper clips. This one I left like free floating so that you could attach whatever you wanted to there. And then we have another belly band, creepy little angel, and creepy little child. With like a little quote here, and then just some extra little collage bits. Little bits of ephemera to play with. Another charm. There is a little tab. Those tabs were really fun to make, and they came in super handy. And then we have our little tuck spot here. This one with our little furniture dude. And then our little, like, shaker charm. Blech, which is also a bottle, which you could technically journal on, but I don't know if you would want to because the shaker's on the other side. But, you know, maybe lightly. You could. But there's little glitters and bones that rattle around in there. And that's fun. This was like probably one of the niftiest things I've come up with in a while, so I really enjoyed that and was a little bit hard to let go of, but I did. Very proud of myself. And then we have this embossed little lattice work of stamping on this little vellum page, and I love how this looks. I think it looks so cool. It also was in the book when I did the staining, so it picked up some of the stains as well and came out super cool. Look at this. Just like this little modelly effect. I don't know how much of that you guys can see, but it looks like mold. But also, it looks like the lace. Let's see if I can F this up so you guys can see it. It picked up some of the detail of the lace, but made it look more moldy. And I love that. I don't know why mold was my goal for this, but it was. We have another creepy little grave site, and then this great spread of all these graves and mausoleums, and then just some little lace added to the ends. This book is super lacy. I dug up all the lace I own in existence apparently and added it to it, and I love how it came out. And a little, what did I call these? Things that go on pages, page ends, something. And then we have one of those little like specimen, grungy specimen tags that I made that I turned into a paper clip. This I did not make in Shabby Creep. I made this afterwards. So you can see that video not on the playlist because it was not included in the month of challenges. It was just an extra. So yeah, there was more stuff that I made after Shabby Creep was over, like this and the little notepads and the whatchamacallit, the collage board tags all got made after Shabby Creep was over, so I was still in that mindset for a while, and I honestly feel like I could continue to make Shabby Creep things forever. So we have this like corset spider combo, and then inside here are some of the ghostly corsets. You can see them. I don't know if I'm getting that right. They have that pearly green stamping on it, so they got some bones in here, so we got some ghost corsets. So I'm thinking maybe Amelia stumbled across some like spooky, haunted, fancy ladies who are just represented as creepy corsets. And then we have the picture of the house. That's what I'm imagining. And then this girl who, you know, might be one of the ghosts of the house because her eyes are all scratched out. So Amelia didn't really care for her that much. She might be kind of rude. She might be a rude ghost. And then here we have a window for the house. And inside this, if you are triggered by the images of dead animals, you should maybe look away. This is a writing board made with this excavated bird skeleton, exhumed bird skeleton. Scientist dug this up. This was a scientific picture. But it's a writing board so that, you know, because this book is massive and chunky with chunky embellishments, you can write in, and it's laminated and it's cool. It's also shiny, which I like. And then behind the window, you can see some of the furniture inside the house. So a little look into Amelia's life. You can also pop it in this way and just have creepy girl in the window, which is a vibe. I'm gonna leave that that way for now. And then behind this little, I don't remember what anything's called now that I've said it once. Oh my god, my English. Words are really hard. I'm clearly struggling. But we have another one of these little, cards. This one folds out like a gatefold, kind of. It folds out this way. And it has this really pretty, like, lady on a grave statue. And then one of my favorite quotes from Anne Rice. And then there's a little stamping on the back and space to journal on. And that just tucks up in here. And then we have some more of that beautiful stained paper. And another one of those cut out pockets. This one has some hosta. Super spooky. Love it. And then I love this page because it's like this super like rundown, like aged statue looking at this really beautiful fresco. So I love the juxtaposition there. Super fun. I also love this page. The staining on this page came out really nice, and it picked up a bunch of like the gold effect, so it's also very shiny, but I love the colors. There's definitely some other stuff in that box that affected how this came out in the flood that I've imagined in my head. And then we have this like little bit of lace applique attached to another dark and stormy page. And then here we have the something in the attic prompt, which was a little bit of cards, a couple of cards. And then this flips up and this opens up. And spooky child. Because that was my theme for Shabby Creep. What's spookier than children? I dare you to tell me. It's nothing. And then we have another one of those little portrait secret-y pockets things. I'm going to crack this one open because you saw how the other one worked, and then you saw how I struggled with it, so we're not going to do that twice. Fool me once. But these ones came out really cool. I love that. That's a nice big pocket. And then we have some more space to write on, another space to like put a cool image on. This book is so fun. I got another art tile with another one of these little collaged tags. Love how this came out. I love, like, this is actually like a tree branch stamp, but it looks like lightning when you use this pearly powder, and I love that. It's pretty freaking cool. And then there's more place to add a photo, and then here is a sliding little pocket. And I don't know, this type of pocket I can make very easily, but every time I apply it to something, it becomes a struggle. So now, instead of just being able to pull one side and open it, you have to pull both. That is the way it opens. It is also the way it closes. It still works. You see? And like a little bit, but no. Together. And nope. Nope. But together. That's how it works now. So, I don't know what happened from like being a loose piece of ephemera to a glued down piece of ephemera, but that's how it works now. And I'm not going to be mad about it because it still works. So victory. Victory in my book. Victory. We have another one of these little collage page ends, page tabs. Oh, I sewed in some lace. Interesting. And then we have another art tile paper clip, so you can tuck something under here. And then on the back here is another little collage tag. They're so cool. They were super fun to make. And then some more writing space, and then this is a side pocket with the other. I'm gonna hit the record for how hard words are in this episode of my channel alone. But another one of those vellum collaged, embossed envelopes. That's the words I'm looking for. So we got another one of those, and it just slides back in here. Yep, totally did, not a struggle at all. And then this little like sleeping man on his grave, but also being watched over by this other like creepier statuette. And then we have this one, which was so pretty I didn't want to separate it, but it did take a little bit of sciencing to make it fit here, but I wanted to keep this together so it became the center spread because she's just so romantic, and somebody added like a beautiful rose to her, and they keep painting her lips. They're just really pretty. And I feel like this was like the friend in the graveyard that Amelia goes to talk to, and like she looks like she's genuinely like interested in hearing everything Amelia has to say. So I like that. She has a nice face. Pretty face. And we have the last of the little wallpaper fly on the wall type tags on this little side pocket. And then there's some more writing space. This paper came out really neat with this is like a Tim Holtz paper that I've just been sitting in my stash forever. But the staining on it, it took the staining really nicely. So I love how that came out. And then here is a little belly band situation with one of those little grungy butterflies. There is a little pearly applique here. This is the lace I sewed in. So we retrieved that, we saved that situation. Ugh, I'll make sure I'm still in frame because I know this book has been traveling. But as you can see, we are laid down. I'm not holding this up anymore, and it lays nice and flat. So definitely easy to use, easy to write in. Definitely going to be easier to maneuver than I've made it appear. Is this a pocket page? Nope, this is just a page. So we have this like lovely little couple, which I like to imagine are Amelia's parents, who are maybe visiting her in the afterwards beyonds. And then we have this little ribcage snapdragon combo. Some more writing space. This really pretty music paper. I think I got that from April, so shout out to April. Thank you. In fact, I think all of my music paper comes from April, so, you know, thank you, April, for being the connection. And we have another one of those grave sites. And then this little, like, little applique doily, little lacy doily that I attached to the other little crowfoot charm to. This is another one of those great stained pages. And then another one of those grungy specimen tags that I turned into a paperclip. And some more of these little furnitures. I also like that some of these have more than one. Like, there's lots of ghosts in this house, according to this furniture. Also, this says, what an excellent day for an exorcism, and that's from The Exorcist, and it's fantastic. I love that. Whoop. I love that so much. And then we have this creepy ghost child, and then this creepy little, like, cherub dragging the child away, because that's how that looks to me. I've seen The Haunting. And then we have this little ugly angel baby, which became the inspiration for the stamp I made for an October daily, like freaking 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't remember. A while ago. But I still have this stamp, and this was the image that I used as my reference. So I'm glad that he made it into this book. And then we have another one of these little, like, compound tile pockets. File pockets. Oh my god, I'm gonna struggle with the words because they're so hard. I stamped on the back of these two, and they came out really great on this dyed fabric. And we have this little bottle, like this little collection of spooky things in the offcut of the bottle, which I love because I had a lot of extras. That dye makes a lot of extra pieces. So coming up with ways to use them was great. And another long tag with some more writing space. I love how these came out. This was a great scrap lift, also from April. And some more music paper. And then in this pocket, we have that little, like, torn image. She also kind of reminds me of that lady on the house. Wait, where is it? Where's the center of the book? Like, right? You see it? You see the vision? Do you see the similarities? Like, this is her younger, and then she maybe didn't die as a young person, but came back as a ghostly young person, but her image got torn up. And then we have another grungy butterfly, and I love these because, like, underneath these was, like, some metallic, and you can still see it underneath all the distressing and embossing and collaging. And then back here we have this skeletal, like, anatomy picture with a quote from Zach Baggins, of all people. And then here we have this, like, semi-ironic, like, scrapbook paper. It says happiness, smiles, and good times, even though everything is spooky and creepy and a little bit concerning. And then in this is a top-loading pocket and another one of those little file tag things. A little file back there. A little file. A little tag. I don't know. We're just giving up on words today, guys. Let me show you the tag. This one's cool. Yeah, just, we're not wording today. And then I just realized, now that I'm looking to my right, that I never plugged in my microphone. So the sound quality is not going to be good. But hopefully you guys can hear everything I'm saying. And then got another, like, pretty little applique with another little toothy charm. And then another one of these ghostly chandelier ladies. They might be the corset ghost. That seems about right. And a little ghostly owl tag to go in there. Another little furniture tag back there, and you can tuck a bunch more stuff back here. This is not sewn to the page, but it'll still hold quite a bit. No, it is sewn to the page. I lie. And then we have this little, I think it's more of that pillowcase. It's like the extension of it. Or it's another piece very similar. But I turned it into a little triple pocket here. So we have a little laminated spooky ghosty girl tag, and there's another space there to add another tag. And then we have the other bottle, like the little bottle shaker, that just tucks in there. So that's a little fun element. I really like that. I also like the stitching detail here, because you could, like, keep this very secular as you're writing in your journal stuff, or just add in, like, smaller pictures and then journal about it over here. Those are ideas. Then we have another belly band here. There's nothing behind this one. Did I run out of ephemera? That doesn't make sense. Maybe I just left it on purpose. We're gonna say I left it on purpose. And then it's got some more little collage bits of fun stuff back there. And another collaged tab. Words, if I say them slowly, make more sense. And then another little one of those pastel tags. Oh my god. And another art tile. Another charm. This one has another one of those little statuesque figures, which I think goes really great with all the graveyard statues. And another collage. And this strangely out of focus, but in focus, gravestone shot. Which is interesting. I think it would make a nice background for, like, a nice large picture, especially with the staining and stuff on it. But it's cool. And then we have, like, this guy, which I think is a good match for the lady that we used to start the book. This might be, like, where her parents are buried. That's why they feature so prominently in the book. And then this is a top-loading pocket with another little notepad in it. And I told myself I wasn't going to pull it out, so I wouldn't have to struggle putting it back in, but here we are. It went in. I didn't struggle. It wasn't a struggle. This wasn't supposed to hang out, but it wasn't a struggle. Right? Yeah. And then the last of the little cutout pockets. Ooh, I thought I glued that in. There is some lilac back here. And then this is a side pocket. Another furniture tag. And then the other little lattice work embossed vellum is the word. And I love this one because you can see the pictures of these, like, spooky graves and people behind it. There is another laminated tag back here. There's a quote here from The Silence of the Lambs. It says, "He lives down in a rib cage in the dry leaves of a heart," which is so cool. It's so, like, aesthetic. And then back here, which I might have to pull up here so you guys can see it a little better, is another one of those flip-ups. This is over a grave. So you can see, like, having a spooky image back there does help. And I love this. I love this little spooky butterfly skeleton. I'm just going to hold it, I think. Maybe this way you can see everything better. And we have this, like, I think it's like a lacy collar piece that I stuck down. It's just a bit of page dressing. There's stained paper, a horseshoe crab tag, because horseshoe crabs are fun. Is this a horseshoe crab? No, it's not. It's a thing. Horseshoe crabs are a little different. No, this is a horseshoe crab. I know what I'm talking about. I was thinking about a coconut crab. Those are terrifying and different. Horseshoe crabs are kind of cute. They're also terrifying. This is a little tuck spot with this creepy older man and this little quote about the boogeyman. And then we have this really great like gallery page. Something like all the pictures in her home. Should we have documented here? Or maybe just the pictures of the ghost of the home. We have some more writing space, some great staining, the second of 2 Eldritch teacups, which I love these. I love these so much. These are so fun. And that just goes into this little like lacy mesh pocket. It's a fun little pocket. Another little tile charm. And like this is the rest of that lace. I love this. Like how this looks a lot. It was getting too hard to hold. It's really heavy. And then we have the other side of that vellum. And then we have our little heart paper clip. This isn't holding anything. It's just hanging out here looking cool. And then it is on this little side tuck, which is where we have this little extra bit of ephemera that I made after Shabby Creep was over. So there's some journaling space here. And then this slides to reveal a snake. And then it slides back. I don't know why I'm fighting with it right now. I think because I'm holding it up to show it to you guys. But it does move. It just, I'm struggling with it right now. On camera. In real time, which is a little bit embarrassing. But it does work. I showed it to you guys. And I'm going to look at it afterwards and not try to break it while I nervously try to open it on camera. But you saw, it reveals a spidery effect. And then there's there's the back of the book. We reached the end. The last little tab cluster is there. And then, there's like over 200 pages in this book, you guys, and I felt it. I felt it in my arms. I do not have the upper body strength for it. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. But that is the entirety of Amelia's House, the book, the Shabby Creep Ephemera book. I think I'll sign my name back here. I haven't signed the book yet, but things. That's the book. That's everything. And like I said, she's already spoken for, so now I have to figure out how to package this colossal behemoth of a book and ship that off to its new home. I'm really excited to finish this. I'm excited that it's going to somebody I know, so like that's also exciting and fun and cool. And yeah, that's everything I have to share today because I've run out of words. Clearly, I started to lose them halfway through the book. So I'm going to jump off of here. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate your faces. Let me know what your favorite part of the book was. And that'll be all for me, guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Until then, happy crafting. Bye!